Skypower Radio and TV Services Studios, West Yorkshire, Leeds, Stencil Mount. Welcome all on board our weekly civic education program. At the seat, Mustafa Jame is my name. Assalamu alaikum, bari ngal kontom mobe dauda anibe watu to. On Skypower Radio and TV Services Studios, West Yorkshire, Leeds, Stencil Mount. Kal bismillah na programo min kasuro jang loko ninyan tembensida civic education program. Al badi malo Mustafa Jame min besirin programo kun nanyin tembe. Okay, déglu kat yi ñu ngi leen di nuyu fii ci Skypower Radio and TV Services Studios West Yorkshire, Leeds, Stencil Mount. Bismillah si cun buntu programme civic education programme ànd ak seen xarit Mustafa Jammeh nekkal leen fii ci rajo bi. Waaw tey nag am nañ fi full house bi house boo xam ne ñu fi ne nekk semaine bu nekk weekend bu nekk civic education programme. Wa nañ bay gay ñu nuyo bena commune dal taka ke ñamen loku ni ñentem ben sita ka alfal sodom fe min ya lonko janka ñun ñi ñaadal manke lun tan di jang nge be suté la nge lonne ñun mollete min ya lonko yi bisita ñawña banko la ko wole sula aketa ñawñama eko ni man mol fahamundino ni sembola akate mol fahamdino ni la londola wala kula mea lonko ni ma bono isembola aboni dala wala access minister wala londo minister pour kaje ko ye mol fahamde o muy defanan kan nyantole o kamala nka mol so jam minni ya lonko gambe dingo long gambe ko long gambe ye sula commune tolbe ay sula nyame ke la wato ta kana ka taram fe jang loko ni nyantem ben sita bari manke nyaada ko luntan di jam zebe bula kiling nge bula ni lambor la ni jibera la ñoo konton inshallah loolu wé nañ dugga ci biir programme bi ndey nga nuyo bismillah ndey.
Yes, assalamu alaikum be la moy lar be kontonna mbe mol men kantara folo la wato wati nimbe nyim programme to bebe kontonna fa mo keta ko le kasia sometimes mo buka nano wato wati and be alaji baro kontonna welcome again to the program. Vanam Famo Kita. Asis Suleiman Balbe Kontona and Be Mustafa Faran Kontona, and thanks Mustafa for always holding the fort as well to get this program running. Allah Barakabaki.
Thank you, Nay. Aziz.
Bial ben sola namurun jola kunda.
Love the jola come for be Aziz. Be love the jola come. What do you want to rock in jola come? Ni love
tamam tammi ka jantenora ko mi ka jikerol yak inje Aziz Diallo tate be kamik ni meol ni wajawbe mo famati Gambia kanan kan ka suma mamak ni jotate bokani kanu manje kabaje londi yamak ni mata sukawe kanokormi nan Suleiman Jeng kanokorna alaji Sedi Baro koni ndey jobate to jomne safu ni kadua mante wano sankenale tate ati jamitna kando barke ni kan nafayati mufumu buro abaraka
Malagen Aziz jomre safun famfang balabati jat. Okay, Tom.
Wow, this is beautiful.
Yes.
This is beautiful. Mustafa Aziz Bojang de Jobate ak Alaji Sedi Baro suñ noti one bi dafa absente am en dina ñëw ci kanam ay ne dañ am full house waaye someone is missing. Mr. UDP is not here, so hopefully he'll join us at some point. Bamba Sering Mas ñu ngi leen a welcome back Ajaratu ak Alaji Sedi Baro comme niko Aziz waxe won before ñu ñëw live always sente wu daf de bring live ak daf de jox programme bi a different radiance, and am na audience bi tamit they are benefiting a lot from sen taxi. So ñu ngi leen a welcome back, and I hope today analysis bi would be very interesting. Jërë ngeen jëf.
Jërëjëf sol anjarama alaji budung sebula modul ba fala famo keta modul ya mene konye kongo muna nambuka alaji je sa muka alaji je muna keta Ko alaji ka busy le alaji bulo ka mutabakel no aka busy nya fama bankola time ozoto ko al tamo suro la ka safiro fanankela ka kudol fanankel andun dimbala fanan babul so alaji dobije ite konke wind le bari fanan kam put on the spotlight le dobije nyinin garol ka sian kunto bake le to ansuto so famo kira bake ngalo nyino manke alaji ka busy bari alal de maro do ngeso jan simple ni mole nyokondon
Mustafa, assalamu alaikum. Bemol be kontona koroke Aziz and koroke Suleiman and na sister Ndai. Natake mboka kuya fena namanke ala Arsenal support court yo. Mboka nyoji no oda like. But yes, Mustafa keta famo di mbela mo ilal be kontona audience ol mum be mo be kontona. Ndel be fansun do ko wala obuka sono ya. Ni be fansun do ko wala sometimes. Ni amoy tantam be dame ke borwol to yetaje. So sometimes it's not easy. Hani itefe you are off. Or bim for demanding something comes up and then and then ibe jikiri found them on kunkilindo ko so wala karim batandi waro do wakola of course with family and what have you, but no Gambia working wakatu New York 24/7 and more. But again, bemol be kontona, thank you for having me always, and I appreciate being here with people that I admire. Kotosol, Aziz and they, of course, and in the kewati janyaw and the bamba mafanan kontona. All right, and thank you, Mustafa.
Thank you. Bamba ngamera data maybe data tubale, ya ndo bijena banyin tuba silo kanga mobuga kalango bulande, Right. Nin kumbo nyama malbe tentula bake nin lamoyla jiberal nal hakilo bakan no lokun tambila mimba wo kam fanan nga alfalso do minni alon ko ye patiola nyaton kaya Gambia inara jay kachata kula mimbe dending Gambia bankola usnejen ke Gambia bankola ko fon do be Gambia la en sula Gambia pura e bo ay tanka ay kana abentol be la nafala na mambo fanan ate folam be komo so to nin kumbo nyama wol be nara dan jang ye kachala mimbe dending Gambia la kola loya Hon Darboe atelom UDP la party nyaton ko nara janna kachata jang honorable Mama Kande ate fanan nata janne mimmu GDC la party nyaton ko di party nyaton ko mini fanan be lamoylo la binan lamoyla me kumanda killing nime nyinki baro su resa futan la party nyaton ko la ko be sulale bela le sinajang amanke ko metom bondirol matral to reach out do bije sutol ka ko la nyawnya Potol be bri nata jan ye kachal la kula mimbe dending Gambia la kula sula kul minni be kering kola kul mimbe kering bata kul minni be kering ye fo janne so nin kumbo nyama bil lafta wala jibe la ndamal ndolbe mu Gambian kollede nga jibe wole kuma kan min fo honorable Darboe diamo kono aya foko Gambia jenko bi jele Gambia tilimbaliya bi jele Gambia mol minni ya lonko e nyanta palaso di lele bika palaso di wala mol minni ya lonko e sa palaso marano wol mantara palaso nyindo iko nyonene fanambe siare nje honorable Kande fana nara jan ay wo sifa lefo ako sayin balube ko layaring mol fana ke forcé dobiye ke forcé la ka foko niman NPP la registration card soto NPP membership card ni man soto mansa kunda la nafati na lete kam mansa kunda manda lete makoel yinu be mu kulleti minni yalon ko president fele sign anyati limmo la kata pour anim mo le kacha abe tola so sign tol nata jam pour kamol nyamen ka foy an kudingol sulata kamina lo nyin kuma kan sifal pour kamol silandi ka foko ni man tarajang ita kala noteng ni man kenen ita kala noteng ngamra wonyanda banna sign gammen to la fa mo nyanta tambla wala dey ibenu janna biring honorable Hon Darboe diamuta so mala ite minute suute ala ko kono yemine tombong ala kuma kan lo kono ani Mama Kande ngawra chance rol pour ko fana lamay your thoughts.
Yeah, Abakabake Mustafa. Yes, mbedun jane full program the Darboe interview and Mama Ngalamoy in Slokan. I was not in the interview, but I did listen to it. But in Jube Darboe diamo I remember for Molka wole for Honeybee. Everybody molbe bafoka because Darboe diamo kele ko corruption no membe bankoto because corruption no membe banko kono ika mol fana melta accountability fana mankita nyim banko kono democratic reform kasunga democracy kabringa mansa kunda falling mol be kon sulata democracy la bar Honeybee ngaje mamfuta folo lafta eta dami So Darboe ñing kol ay wolle bambandi ko governance nyanta kila ni man sakunda be taman ala tamandi nya wole man tara takan anyanta tala nyame man tara bulu kono bulu beto kono so ate wo sifa le nati andu nya jube Gambia ngamira molbe ka wole fo sain corruption we molbe le kijobo Gambia be le kijobo ta corruption to Gambia kijo bele bota nakita man sakunda ka ala bulu tamandi nyame just like him for Mansakunda be baro akata abatala la mid the people store mol yaje kumol membe fokan ika moy mol la hanim tema folo bari ika moy mol la kumol membe fola andu ika jele ko fanan kodol membe tinyaka kono Gambia be nyin tembo men kono wala mun ninko accountability o fanan dabe accountability le kono ko di jolle kata nyin kono min insaji hani bi me whilst Gambianol be siri be batari just dindingol fango jube dindingol fango damma même be tara keri na dindingol to anu ngajele fanan ñu soto fanan ni tata barola tamar ni nya blol la fanan ko accountability nying ye scholarship bol di iko scholarship bol mol la foroto ye mol invite ila mol mel yalon ko wolle support wolle beto ye scholarship bota ibe wodi la wol fanana so as ibuka be fo ya bang in fact sometimes ika sile ya foko fo Gambianol kanyimbe jele bang fo Gambianol ya understand le fam membe caring because say bang ko be ron kambalo bulu kamera ko king le soto men diata akole ka an ngam même fo men repeat la again bang baro be banko ron ka nyame state sanction poverty wolem poverty me yalon ko man sakundale ake mol kan ando banko be tama ka nyame ibe tara la MPP pour ila dunia e fisia o ay fisia ni man taraje ite be tara poverty la fo jannim baro be bolaje so how many Gambian jolle pareta sila wokon so ngalo mba danna janne Musafa fo doliye fananta fo
Aziz ibenu janne malo muno bakelela mune itela observation o menede wala nyimmo flol min be na raja ye min fo anim betilo president fele anyatili molla ko akata bankutamol Aziz ila korosiro anin kuma kama min fo rajang ko lokun tambilal Aziz
Mustafa dama lay tontu ci olof parce que bu ma yokku ci olof Souleymane dina wait ndax yaakaar naa ne Alaaji Baro ci soose lay waxee ñaari kilifa yi fi jaar ak li ñu wax am na lu ma si jàpp bi si njëkk mooy Baro naka ki Darboe wax na ci presidential advisers yi nga xam ne ñoom la Baro appoint si gis-gisam te ma ànd ci nee na amuñu njëriñ gannaaw national security advisor ko xam ne kii xëy na position boobu lu war la ci réew presidential advisor si mu am amuñu njëriñ te matuñu seeni liggéey li tax ma ànd ci mooy soo seetee ni nguur di doxee gannaaw président ministre yi ñooy sa advisors kon booy amati other presidential advisors duma understand parce que lenn nga ñoo wax mooy ministre yi nga jël ñoo mënuñu seeni liggéey te bu dee loolu la war nga leen dindi waaw bu dee mën nañ seen liggéey nag kon soxlaatuloo any advisor in fact soo seetee ni nguur sosoo ak layers of civil service ak technicians yi nga xam ne ñoo la mun a advice under every ministry yaa ngi fa am permanent secretary kooku itam advisor la kon what is the need loolu jooy na ko te li ma gis ci toog yi mooy advisors yooyu ñu bari ñu ngi ànd ak président bi luñ fay advice kenn xamu ko Darboe daawut mention nit in passing waaye dem na ben mention mbaalo ki nga xam ne mu ngi ci public service commission soo jëlee koo xam ne politically koo xam ne mu ngi bokk ci sa parti politique nga jël ko yóbbu ko ci public service commission boo xam ne dafa war a tëddee njaxaanaay xel dina tey torop bu dee yow yaa ngi ci kuje gi ndax di nga am chance boo fa soxlee place wala sa mbokk soxla fa place te demoon nañu déggoon nañ benn jamono boo xam ne ñu ne dañoo vet public servants yi vet mooy dañ leen di gëstu te gëstu bi du ci seen xam-xam wala seen man-man waaye ci seen allegiance to the government mu ngi mel ni ndax opposition lañ wala comme ñoom niñ ko dee waxee ndax ñii ñooy saboter programme yi government loolu muy lu raglu ñu ñëw ci Mama Kandeh mu am lu mu jooytu torop mooy ne dañoo forcer nit ñi pour ñu bokk MPP ndax ñu mun a am taranga wax na benn supportam boo xam ne dañ ko forcer ba mujjee koo boole ak waa dëkk bi dem nañ ba jëli mbokkaam yi Sénégal pour ñëw forcer ko mu génn ci li mu ne mu ñëw join MPP muy loo xam ne lu daw yaram bu yàggut rek gis nañ ay vidéo yoo xam ne ñu ngi doon taana ay female councillors for the women's bureau mu am benn dëkk buñ dem ci kaw gi waa kaw gi ki ñu tànn CFO bi bañ parce que li tax kooku bokkut ci parti MPP mu doon loo xam ne lu daw yaram la loolu boo yooyu yëpp boo ko dégloo nga ñëw seet lii xew tey ci programme yi président bi tas na yaakaar ci li nga xam ne moom la ñoo jëlee wala njëriñ yi meet the people store fii lii laa mun a waxagum ci suma jàngat ci ñaari kilifa yooyu si seeni wax.
am na solo jërëjëf Aziz Sow.
Darboe bi mu ñëwee Darboe wax na and then waxam yëpp mu ngi doon wax on policy ak programme and mentioned anything about naka la Barrow sorry maa ngi miss fàtte turam so mentioned anything about Barrow wax na a lot about empowering the civil service, one about restructuring system B, one about the economy, and then also clarifying, especially question big guy toge they just took their party supporters new infiltrate them into the foreign embassy. So he was able to justify all the ambassadors in a point they were then merit because they were seasoned diplomats. So why time due to new may new dugasi protocol officers because mention new candidate made he spoke very well and then one a lot about the political malfeasance you have Barrow leadership banko def ak NPP party bi yow Aziz highlight nga ñooñu ndey tamit mention na ko so seetloo li mu wax benn lady rek moo taxaw si as far as I'm aware si meet the people store mooy ndaw soosu ku jóg di wax Barrow ne am nañ schools am nañ classrooms waaye xale yi amuñ furniture si suuf lañ dee toog ñuy jànga te war naa gëstu loolu te yow soo taxawee yaa ngi wax every year or every month or yaa ngi build 400 classrooms yow soo buildee 400 classrooms yooyu amuñ furniture amuñ toogu amuñ xam nga blackboard amuñ chalks amuñ qualified teachers so what's the essence of building those classrooms so li gën a am solo mooy nga seet evaluate seet ñaata classe la am so ñaata schools a nekk si dëkk bi nga seet ndax am nañ the right furniture ndax am nañ the right material balaa nga dem di bilaat all the classrooms nga make sure ne yooyu lijjanti nga leen toppatoo nga leen because imaginal xale yi like maa ngi gisoon benn school xam man Kundala or somewhere around foofu Western Gambia ñu ngi ko lifi noonu pour renovate school bi So these are things yoo xam ne xam nga both Darboe ak Kandeh pick nañ on it te li gën a doy waar tamit mooy ne liñ mention mooy registration of voters yi so chiefs yi ak alkalos yi because ñooñu nguur bi leen dee tànna so obviously dañ dee ensure ne su time registration jotee pour vote dañ dee jox every tom di kan xari koo xam ne am nañ yaakaar ne kii dina sànnil nguur gi whether Gambian lañ or they not Gambian dañ leen dee jox attestation pour ñu mun a dem secure registration leen tamit mention na I think Hon Darboe and Kandeh mu ne I think it was Kandeh bi gaay doon joxe contract pour ñu defar voter registration cards yi mu ne machines yi suñ defaree like maybe 50 or 100 or 500 I can't exactly remember the number machines yi dañ dee tànga so then registration process bi yëpp daf dee stop ñu toog bi machines yi cool then gaay ñëw dooraat gannaaw loolu tamit biñ demee bi announce ne registration bi léegi jeex na close nañ registration gaay yi continue nañ ne di register nit ñi si suuf si ron so yooyu yëpp dafa wone ne nguur gaa ngi dox tànka yoo xam ne tànki jublante la te ñun doomi réew mi ñoo ko war a bañ maa ngi bindoon si fan yi si gannaaw ne lu tax Gambia mu ngi daw gannaawi Sénégal mu ñu raw ci yokkute so ba pare da nga gis ne doomi Gambian ni dañ ne hit xool Sonko waaw Sonko lii Sonko nale kii nii kii nale waaye ñooñu they not just ordinary people xam nga jóguñ rek ñu mel niñ mel seen nit ñee leen mel loolu for instance am na ki fi ne waaw am nga si campagne bi yëpp am a partif la using any government resources like using state funds, using like state machinery, like seen mobility moto yi, using seen soldat yi fu nekk ak yooyu pour seen campagne bi. So ma ne leen waaye yéen a ngi wax affaire Sénégal, why are you not demanding these same things in the country? Because Senegalese yi duñ ñëw xeexal ñu suñu xeex. I remember amoon na time bi struggle bi tàngoon Pap Alin bi mu ñëwoon Freedom Radio mu ne leen seen kaani ñun duñ leen ko yéeyal, and a lot of Gambians took offense on that, and he was right. ne xam nga xeexi Gambia Sénégalais yi duñ ko xeex ñun Gambian yi ñoo ko war a xeexal suñu boppa. Léegi soo seetloo Barrow entourage am bi almost half ministers yëpp a ngi ànd ak moom, permanent secretaries yëpp a ngi ànd ak moom. So loolu soo ko seetloo ñooñu liggéey biñ waroon a def Monday to Thursday, they're not going to do that because ñu ngi si too bi. So government baa ngi lose in terms of xaalis, in terms of time, in terms of resources, because yii yëpp ñu ngi waroon a nekk si office bi def seen liggéey nekkuñ di ko def. Security apparatus bi gars yi di use as well. ñooñu ñu ngi leen a jël from the traffic unit, ñu ngi leen a jël from the serious crime unit, ñu ngi leen a jël from various units of the security sector. So ñooñu seen liggéey bi ñu ngi ko handicap loo, because time bi ñoo dem di taxaw si yoon bi o di taxaw si rally yi di lifin duñ fa def dara. So yooyu ñu ngi waste government time, ñu ngi waste government, not government, taxpayers time ak resources, because taxpayers yi ko fay at the end of the day. So war nañu gëstuwaat loolu, duñ toog rek ñu wéyee yaakaar ne dañooy hope ne dëkk bi dafa develop. Dëkk bi du develop on a hope. There is no country in this world boo xam ne dafa develop just on mere hoping it will or on mere prayer. No. Dëkk boo gis mu develop, seen doomi réew bi dañ sacrifice tears, blood ak sweat moo develop seen dëkk. So ñun all we can do is sit and talk around and criticize each other. Alaaji Seydi Barrow su waxee lii ma pick on him ne waa lii ak lii balaa foo nekkoon time bi mu ngi tàngoon kenn du la dégga. So amutoon time, léegi na am time pour gën a wax. If he's talking sense now, we should listen to him. Why not lan la def demba ak barki demba? So moo tax ñun mënuñoo dem kanam as a state, as a nation. Ba pare soo seetloo yow corruption bi ñëpp xam nañ ne corruption mu ngi Gambia. Darboe admitted ne doo ko mun a dindi ba mu jeex waaye at least danga ko mun a reduce to a bare minimal level boo xam ne di nga ne lii de obviously xëy na is di nga ko mun a tolerate because amul dëkk ci àdduna bi boo xam ne corruption nekku fa. Why the way it is in the Gambia is like it is a way of life léegi. Nobody is seeing it as a taboo or as something loo xam ne is disgusting. Ñu ko gisee as techie. Corruption léegi is synonymous to being techie in the Gambia. So dooree di wax ñu ne waaw yow xam nga anti government nga o kañ nga bàyyi Barrow xanaa yow doo doon support Barrow. So pour support Barrow does it mean ne doo ko mun a wax dëgga nit ki soo ko buggee danga ko wax dëgga ngir yàlla tax su ko dégloo ngeen ànd ci su ko dégloo tamit loolu yoonam la waaye yow danga koy wax dëgga bi ngir yàlla tax.
am na solo.
jërë ngeen jëf.
jërëjëf Sol xam na Alaaji.
Yes, sir.
Your Excellency, kachal fota le kumol fota, and then ngalong ngeso bendi dola jele. If I'm ngamre time also dola purka kumakangol nyuno lamay, but ne kumakangol nyuno jibe mini fota jam. Aning dening Aziz ning Sol fana mimfo. Alaji Gambia ala ko dobi je niya mira isa fufu mba kumasla mun tole bari ila korosroto ila observation bi mina bakale ila konoto diati kula mimbe dending nyimmo flo le kacha mi vaning president pura kata molkang aniya kacha alaji.
Mustafa, thank you. Generally, I mean, for Aziz and Insoli, I generally agree with EMM4. I guess the issue I have is, or at least memuntala manda memfaham kendeke, kanying presidential advisor menifo. Munemu inafati. That's the first question. You know, nintel nga miracle wal kana presidential advisor pour que president advice banko la nyatota na tarintel nga wala mira wato mbem fanne neneka because wal mantar je wala number one. So ni intel fe Mr. Darboe Usenu fe asafu nafate wala bari ni Adam Barrow nyininga nafa bela le. The reason nafa bela because Adam Barrow meya te interest at ngani yo momenti wala power sembo mansaya katarwo place o nyinkun so momondi mbayo mansanya nyim bambandi late kaje mutai ka kantae wolbe kumaya late fele ite kumaya la Gambia mol fe maybe intel sisi no ngafo dusano na fale kare na fale bari Adama Barrow mem ye kije wayalo ne kafo koy kate na fale ka na fa munela wolem sembo mem babulu wo sembo nyin sitano nyato nyaadi la se gambenol marano kunke nyaadi itel na famu wolete. Number two, ni wolong then the fulanjao momenti ntala mansakunda ni ajube na political mansakunda generally nkake muna kama ni iko ni lote ni surwal ko malo ni mo lote di benkoto e fanansi lo ay malo ntilo candidate or something like that but na political na miraro na mansakunda miraro munyinati kanyona fa kake nyoy bibi ninte sita ngeta fenti ite Mustafa la ben commande la yafonye gafunyo koroke or whatever butuo ndinkar bije ko afana mako nyinto because mun ni kafutal so ini men kafote ka wala sutiyandi ne fanna because man sa kun nantel nga amuta domo dulality mo be kataje wala pour ka domo roki je akamunda restaurant o buffet me yalon buffet ni tata je ini ikata le plateau tay mo mandi isi mo fendi domo no ya be ta yake la plateau ka so ni be duna restaurant o nyin kono ini mol la kata nyola je ini men yake hani wato men hani UDP nyin coalition o wato ndel meni be balandi Barrow kabrin 2017 yale ka mona fanye iko imam place o dintela wala ken ndeka Barrow against otumoy ka wala fanye because ikaje nyaadi le sain nyin dol bota je ndel la nyanta sila nyin dol bota do morola le sain ndel la nyanta kana do morol mo be karaje wanyal so nin dusano me yala nin president covering muntu ma wote bi kuti isa for maybe ate president na fano because atate keno la minister ti atake keno la permanent secretary asake no monata fana do moroke advisor yin se humbalo nyol advisor so momanding ite dame hani minister ni aje bebe borkam barono ma bi because bebe domorol ni mem manta domorol bo kabulano ni aje bibi intel sifa ina tande commande la muk ka fonde ina nam be kala nyinati because yalla no one ndaman sula domoro nyin han yen commandina bar ni aje bi people like Ismaila Cisse nyol and other people kunu ika memfo ani ila bi kumo ika munda hadamadim fula ni obeje because ibe domorol so man sakunda ngaje domordula and even with UDP the same thing ni tata nyin council to jube many bije ibe ke la mol leta keki je amanke komi man qualified bar nga fole natari coming nyanta sambala silol doku rendeni tete ko kibaro fon sorta ibaje la droye modo kije because ita mantar wo groupe o nyin kono ita mantar ila setting nyin kono so ntel la man sakunda ankara operate wanyale so wala ken ngafo nintel sita ko ngamiro ko dusano nyol o advisor president advisor ibe kala mol leti men yalo mo soundrun lemu ten mbem fan nene kan because mbukanna politiko ke wanya mbukanna man sakunda mu domo dulad fo gambianol ndal kaje wanyala domo dulalam ni tata je nyanta domo rola kala je wala ken di mol ka nyo fa man sakunda do ko wal ni tata je be nyo mor yala ibe nyo tinyala ni aje hamad babe lola ba fala ni tata baro ya yekuma faja ba fala nyele ni naten fana ya baro yekuma fanya baro mba fala because ika waleke ida mon ka waleke ibe nyo fufu kan domo rola bobe ba kata kam pour ka sutia barola because ni sutia ta barola kende ke yesam bosoto wolte ka mondo ba tano ka ke da kon adun kuta balaje so na politiko ani nama sokunda silo nyimu waladi bar mbe nyin lafta men which manyimbe la moy but natar du sano ya advisor ya damu kabari wato men Usainu Darboe nyol be man sokunda kono faya ko kumbola wato fa sai na ba kumboka ko mu questionol dal nyanta nyin kala num men natar non kabari wotembo du sano keta presidential advisor to wato men atabe man sakunda kono atay muna kije o ay muna foje na lo kaf ko silote kati ibuka fo dro nyim manke silote na reta dati je ni dabi je yafa hani ni ya dati je yedai so natar num du sano nyol ani nyin se humbalo nyol ani moko tewol wol be keta minister tel wato men atabe man sakunda kono atay muna foje o ay muna kije wonyanta kallo nyindo fananta to nding mama kande ka kumol men fo mbatu nga fo dro manke mama kande fanti because then mol men ni ya jame kafuta ka mol la banko ti nyande no boka keno mboka mbulo jadi mbakli so ni invite num fang na watu men na bijan ni invite num chances are maybe intina because mboka la finno mo si fali tabulo bula nyotema aka membe kumbo bi ya jame jamano akarkel fa jawma ba bar ma o ma ken ni mama kande hanin tut ni last election o jamala ya bak fa ya jame la ma bak saka nyin sefol ni alkal ko men be kumbo fo mu bi kulaji o manke bi kuti kabri ya jame jamano otumata dum bijel may you introduce in the Gambia ka jaw yendo mu ya jammel ata du ye wala support ani wala kafuta ñin 2021 election o menketa fo ya jamme ma tele back atele back so muna ken di biabe wo kumol complain la kuna mi kumbo fo bi lay wolo again you know those are some of the things many complain ka fo ka mol forcer la ka join NPP fo ya jamme bu ka wokenu atabe mun dole wotembo ya jame bukata ka fo mole ko dal la dula fon develop la nan mam carte fayni woni mbarota bune fata it's the same thing you pressuring people pour dia ko ya wole carte fayi tay pour yesem bo soteka but mama kande o bejela wo tembo abije he was a parliamentarian at one point ya jame be nyin tilimbal yal men bela wo ma kende ate nyam wala nyin 2021 o be ka an wo kafuta ko wal kate back so ninka fo be banko dala fo ngato nya fanam fo nyowe you know bangambe banko tinya amanke mandati amadi adama barola it's a long time ago so ni be deyrim kunun inyabe tinya rola mam femfo bi ni nate koy bafola ndene nyol be mbulo ciodi le because mbe nyin ngala kunun munake ndi man diam katu diam o sono yata bir bar kunun wato men nin tinya rol because baro isi kumo be fama afisata ya jametel asfisata ya jametel many times over because akite nyaaw nyande anala suñarol anala molni la suñarol din ko be baro fen fen din suña ya jame ya suñale mo baro momo ni fa ya jame ya faale mo ay kukuru ya jame ya kele mo so itani ya jame dumbe dending up to 2021 ite ko wala karita back wo mo faal nim fen wo be meten yotora ame demi amam fen fendintale so binita ko be sila be fankela mole ko ite lafta silo banko la ita nyaatu ndeni nyol nimbe dala ron deta sinola katu mallela so wala ken ndeni mawa kande nyol dol mbukela karama ni buka plastic ni buka dula mbuka sifa mbuka sonna fan ni tabulo because harma diun ni ko ke amambeng which is one of my problems with UDP the same ni ko ke amambeng there is nothing fe tan dintala yesi yafo you know what ngani ne kenu mabe manjele nu ngotem bo bar say nganjele tan dintala wala imu patiti bang imu nyaton kati bang tan bari ye ko ke minimum beng bi kasi kamera fo mol mu dofolle ti mol malo membe kering e kana ke fanke mol ye kuti may ibe ko mol complain lebe ko wol fola bi ko men yalla wol man damuta bi damuta more than 20 years ago adu wayeta tarjele be dey tuk imam fem so bi ni nata ko be ko masi fal fola nin danga moy ngar ci pro la ke do nganya kas katu defe imanta tilum ka ni be tilum ka ibuka kukuruje ita da bori muje ni be groupe ko yalla ko be kukuru la keka ike da bondi je wato o ye kuki je ya fo nyinu mambeng alen kana kiten ba ni be deri wotembo fo sai ye tamari bay because ya ta bay APRC le ye bondi je o fa le fo nyo whatever you call it but news to ngamenje ko ya dismiss ye bondi je fo bitilo 2024 bi le taka nyin ko complain nyin se fol ni nyin alkaro nyin attestational election sunyali o manke bi kuti 2011 ay ngasa fel no 2011 ECOWAS bank AU bank attending Commonwealth Bank will be man sonka observer found key kana gambe election no observe because it was unfair. That's before han carte we fight ning group sabo pay wo so nimbe wanya nim ko that's 13 years ago la world dol keta so bini karam be nyati na barola as if comme na problème be damuta barola man tar tonya fo ka nyoy na problème ka nyoma koy ka man ni sita place o ye baade on nati ni keta pati lidati ye baade on sabana ye place o dila wol manke bi kuti wol manke baro dam man na problème na man sakundala be wanya because karim mira man sakundala nyame ntel fe man sakundama domodo so nin ko ngawol dol solve fo nga man sakunda jube la nyimu dulati me yalo e nyanta tala ye wuran ye ke moli ye mol saf ita man nyanka tarje ko mbem fangola saf la nin to je ngawodi ye mol ntel dunga man sakunda ka wanya wala ke nyim bojeto jube many be man sakunda ka fo la government exists for those in government first and foremost before the people hadama diul manika nyantol ni america tax wol ni fet ko to jo man sakunda do kulal e kari fan ne joye e fan so fo itele ke ken nin to men tutaje ka wala di mol na mindset fo nga wala follow bondije jan nim banko jimbitano nyaado
enem barabake ha dey
yes alaji ku yamale fo jang me alonko aka reflection already to reflect and think and wana watu watinga foko funga kacha nyoye funga diamu nyoye funga cool fo nyoye dal pour ka hakilo si muru kote ke nga cool understand because alaji ku yamale fo jang men very key meli alonko a central teleko na understanding nga summarize na understanding of munemu man sakunda because alaji ya fole ko man sakunda ndol nga believe le ko domo dulalem and wumu tonyate haninna vocabulary nga fole ko yesa fo ba ya city damen akadomoro ke wole so which means ko to lam man sakunda ni hanibe do ko wala je ite ka jele ko jemu domo dulalite ila so kono ni tendala si dundije ika make solo wo tendala si adunta dame ika make solo fa butu to adata dame ila fta lonna bari man sakunda antol man wojeje so ni ngam na definition of man sakunda ngamira wo fana nyanta dunna wo kono le ka wo understand mo fonna mol ya faham ko ika dunjele yesi je fengo fem bota je il talem ila kodolem an natara bimbe sidim ba fola ko be wuri la ko molbe fala l'hôpital dialysis man soto masingol man soto mol mantano diningol mantano school do ko man soto wo be kata mol men be sirinje mela do ko men man ke tati to ka woleta walatina dol ma soto jama ba ma soto katu nda fala fan dol ma soto nearly mol be ma soto so wo understanding of mansakunda I think is very important maybe nyanta wo fana lundo jubela to look at that ka fonna mol fana ya faham because nga mira mol detactale mansakunda to mol ni la fansu is like ndika fole is like an economy in an economy mansakunda kono mola mansakunda mol be la life tamandi la nyame pour que survive mansakunda membe sidi njaay na ko do muta iba doma la nyame da mangol kono ya kala ño tema wo fana mbijele so fongo fana understand and kudo bije fana ngamira membe center again wolem alaji kufo fonga tonya fo ñoy wo mu big problem ba katangole mun kono pour que si ka tonya fo ñoye ka fo ko hey aketa nyaawo nyati malutela nye bunya nye horoma bari tonya mu nyineti ngamira wo fana is something fonga ta nga inculcate because doku jamal be bol because kabring alaji be nyimbe fo lambe siri ma fo ko oh my god doko siata bulle among easy just like ka foko ka more replace ka president no replace ka sindi but mbakele nyaadi le fo mol ya understand because sa inde ka moy mol ka fo le ko fang so ko megut singuru barobi do ko megati nga moy do kula mol ka fo and I think really the most dangerous thing fango mo nyanta men fo and why I'm even saying that this political advisor sol fango men asisiafo and alfulobe ye emphasis keje I was very curious no way in a political advisor how many of them yem jolle soto anu ngaje one political advisor will be steering prime minister bala other political advisor be ni tata a baby sembering minister you have the minister of works political advisor bije and wole the same person wole ka president advice you have the foreign affairs there is a political advisor wo wole ka hanibita ka president advice in each of these ministries political advisor will be siri jele and wol bemu mol me yalonko they are expert in let's say trade expert in foreign affairs they have the experience wole ka membe siri president no bala tak ngam mo kilina jije so ngafko with all the kodo membe jang nyim bankot with all the wealth kodo mem baby jang kol mem baby jang ni wol si wo tano just to kefang malon kefang bali or whichever language left isita yo yela dula be streamline ko efficiency ni nyanta kala tenete gambia me halon ko fentemblo andum barola mansakunda sain fang is so unfortunate because banko a collapse tale mba kono le dorong be swim la dorong but ha be collapse le so nengamre these are the key issues me halon ko alaji ya race and I reflect again ko we have a major work to do the understanding molia fahamnya mune mansakunda because mansakunda te doma dulati doku dulalem amanke dulame ko ka sajiol bal sangol like be city jele ya foko domoro fele ala domo amanke jeti atambita wotile mbela kodolem andu momo ya ta yefengo fentai manya na mentala wente affect le ninde ko mbeta l'hôpital ite mentaje mel ka manke tati minyata tala boro sanna ite ente bali wolela be boro tonjila I don't know how true because ma follow iba follow ko ako mune keta bang ako molle siata wolati na maron fo borol man soto and ngaju ko I hope ama wofo because we even again so ala lack of understanding of ye doko men diala même mala dokoti man sakunda doko mo menti minister of health ngola dokumenti ngoy ko natara barayo fo mala moy folo wo mu koro bale mbesiri wala kon so lafta wo dorne quickly come together
I think
always challenging because
Alaji Steady Baro made some grave revelations and yalo jama the Ningafo is like Ikafo, I'm blonde, I'm a difficult person. So ibuka mananguno. Bayalon Tonya nana drong, you need to say it the way it is. So a lot of us now are blaming Barrow for things that have been in existence long before his coming. It's not an excuse that he could not have corrected those things because the whole ideal of 2016 was to change the system. Not only Kajame Bondije, but system based change so that we can transition to a democracy that we want, that we expect. But in Kita, I remember Ibrahim Adiba in Pandirimbai Ayafo, Nimo man joined UDP at the coalition Wato, you would not enjoy. There was also a permanent secretary, me and Cole Akonye, come and take a share of the national cake. Really, He was joking. But these are facts. Wolle be carrying on at the time. So saying, people are saying they would rather keep Barrow than have UDP. Even Bibi Binimo Kadiama, same thing on the ground. According the only time Gambians would vote Barrow out is when they have a different person. Meya Lonko is a game changer. But the current politician will Minubije, they are not going to remove Barrow. And I was hard to hear that. Because system owning is like until as a nation, Mamoje, Minga Ndelbeba Falako, carry the Nasita Abdullah Falina. Najiko minu like people like Khalifa Ning Sidi and you'll minu along ni whole sita probably they would have changed the system. In the program, but Gambian will go no, we are not going to give a vote or we're not going to entrust these people with our governance. If the governance di minula.
Right. Yalo so Nicole Beba Kerine. Yalon ko saying minkum mayata antala jero to wolom mba Nicole Jara la nyadile. How do we resolve this?
That's what I'm saying. Because Kajara, it depends until citizen, we need to take responsibility ourselves. Nyanda banko jela ko until function talem come they are for nyame. If you put your penny in your personal business, ikala fila lonna ko wo penny ay mine bun ay mune wulu andung aduntam ni minto afundita ni minto ika wul be korosile. But if banko nying, you don't see it as your personal thing. Ikaje as a government letter. The government failed to sign the salary.
President Felenti abe bolon kono abo nyato o ma fon la abo atata molkang, you know, saying left puru, you know, because nying program mo e ka be ke audio ti fananka ke group olto. So as a keno kibaro nye futa bolon kono molla janna bo futa la dula dolto, you know, audio message nying WhatsApp group. Mol nyamendi. Pour mol nyamendi bang pour ning president onata mole mum fay. Kadu ni la ka fay ko be koma bi be koma soma koleba kering. That's not the way forward, is it?
Ni tata wulle sidia la constituency to. Whole bolongo no quality. Majority mankara. But whole politician tenala je ya for ibe will nenela because sidia will educate le. Doye will educate le. Yela nyanto fo yela nyanto long. Yalong ko munati na inyanda carte di la molla. Yalong ko la carte la sembo munati. But don't je even be banjul.
Suleiman, mbatude kuntu domandindro yetambi. Alfana ka wuli overrately. Ning kome yemem fu wole be caring. Mune ati na Syria lustaje. So continue.
But even though Syria lustaje, but it wuli saying multitaje ya fo ibela karte sana. It's different.
Okay.
And in a program on a project so ya lonko because kabring ina nying malum for development for nyadi. Mo jama ka for they are not aware about that. For recently kabring parliamentary nataka kumoro for wato le inataka also. But the main problem they come in for until banku dingol until man na banku kano. And until be momo ikila fansun na faleje.
Akumada. Okay. There,
Just want to come quickly left and out wrong Suleiman because Nkamoile all the time molka for and yeah, I just want to come in there for them. Ko is better to kabaro to J than any other because that is escapism. Gambian olka useless, dorong ke fan satisfy as an excuse because nothing mutonyality. Ye halifan in Sidia mention jane. How come there's an alternative then? Because Nico, okay, Halifa and Sidia can be given a chance. Muna na Gambian old man chance di wala. Natara iko ita dila UDP la, ita dila Amarbala, ita dila Mama Kandela. Muna hatina ita dino la doya. I think that is an escapism, an excuse, and double standard. Gambian old can use all the time. And unkamwele saying more and more and more. Just back to Alaye Menfo. We have to be honest to each other. Ni lafta barosindilaje. Afoko lafta barosindilaje. Punctum abebang because it have ko alternative to J. Nintol sita bi Gambia. Ngafuko alternative to J. Ngamira ngamfan nene le fanang because we have alternative. Papa there too ndeka ko unless nga karang to sit and unsit government presidents nditano dulato because funga pare pour ka mol sindi ke wulindi ninga bi nga doy sindi amake next 5 years nga bondije. We have to build that culture for now because nima woke for nditado dulato mbetara sinye dero excuse solbe dila ko nyina fisata nga nyimuta je because of that. That is so dishonest. That's the most dishonest thing I've been hearing Gambians saying lately. And for way falling because option bijele amanke ko option tije. Ye Halifa mentioned they are there. Sidia bijele ya mentioned natara wolem. If that is the case, there is an alternative. So that we need to really get that out dal again. Fonga tonya fonyoy.
No can even pick on that. Ako coalition wala wato nying kabrinye leader Sol Samba. The reason why he didn't go because atea longo UDP ngoli plan already itilla candidate le bewinda. So ako how could Barrow have won? Barrow mia longo molma long at all until election wato nomination wato Halifa bije Sidia bije Ahmad Bah bije anu Dol Kotengol bije. Barrow won all those people. Wokita no nyadile.
Yalong Suleiman, I was not in Mama Kandeh'S program, but I listened to it and the credit Molka Mendi Mama Kandeh'S ko Mama Kandeh'S Latina. Nkamwele people say Latina, we won coalition. That's so dishonest and so unfair to the Gambian people who have worked so hard, and at that point, Halifa Fango Yafunyame, Haniya Wulo le Sindije about Windale. That was the stage we are. And Molka wa credit back at Mendi Mama Kandeh'S is very unfair and dishonest to the Gambian people. Yes, he didn't join the party. That's even wrong. Even Hannah joined Tanung, we lost. I would have preferred that than him refusing because I cannot guarantee that, but because his love for Jammeh, that's how I saw it. Okay. That's how I saw it. His love, his support for Jammeh. I'm not sure we can even win. So he couldn't even take that risk. That is how I saw it. But the credit that they give him, honestly, I always had argue on that way. It's dishonest and very unfair.
Thank you. Okay, Alaji.
I think
Aziz, you have a for Aziz.
Yalo mfana mete la moelale.
Okay.
In Alaji diamu akang madule kadiamu. Bari lafta jos ka fenne for Alaji. Alaji lafta fole kanyinin karo ke menul benunje munane mandiamu. Ntolla ado ni be domorole buka diamu. Aziz. Adoto na adote ko omukulu balialti be domorole be diamu. So for but you understand where I am. Yes. You bari lafta mem fola jang lafta no to say a lot about the Fenkoning atodum toning bari ya question o menyin kan nyanta munekela men senyim falling alaji afoko Gambia no dum to la own understanding of mansakunda komen domor duralem yo menul nyanta kamolu kunindi wolle fana famu buka ke because they don't have they have a vested interest in keeping people ignorant. So ite molu kunindila wolle mujimati mansakunda le nyanta di litara mansakunda le an agency set the Civic Education Commission for Civic Education. Wolle doku mumuneti bini ko moy ko civic education wole mu kamolu fahamundi banko katama nyamen banku dingola nyanto banku dingola sarto anin mansa kunda modu meye tombong ila nyanto anila sarto modu fe ni wo kachabu kakke always ikanyine itandi mola ko mansa kunda mu mansaleti as kele mansa that wobuka wo soso ni a soso abe kununa wala ni membalanta mansala dugol be domola those kind of concept wolle be caring fo wolle yebo wolbe bola no nyaadile mbe men fola mo wole wala mu nyinti ko itala namo katu bi dole amirale ko just because it will musenelality it will mantara contribute can into government le ka contribute into them adum fu bondi kati to ka fengol mensang ye fensang ikanamo le laje funga mon fahamundi wala wo namolu combine wolle kata ikadi mansala akadoko ke wala woto bi misali fe ndefe if I were to head the civic education mbe mem follow wala mnyintiko bi nintarete la sama dobe yemen bedo ku yadi ila alfal hanin bi hanin tara mansale ni famak yela sene fengo basic yadi ifama silanga liesi chalitio natabe chali wafola fay maray soto ka fo baba e chalitio fele be tera kodo basic yadi atella ba fo nyanta kela kasiti ba bi ni kumo ye demin adi tela soto fengo be wo be baba le bulu fo kasiyata ka fo baba en kumo le kandi mi mako ina asprosa wala munanna boro band nyine mu di foundation ti nyanta ka molu karandi men na bari bu ka molu karandi wala
But I think that should start at the political party level.
No, Suleiman,
okay.
Yalo munemu. Government sets the agenda. And this should start from the education, from the elementary, so that people know what government is about. Being Tedimo is 10 years, asking a lot about government, and he will tell you. That's not for the party, because munemu into level of ignorance bedame be ne party damal tunyola ibe mune usla abe opposition le akamfata le wala na be nyimfola. They will not say anything about it.
Akumada.
No, what I'm saying is education on you.
No, Suleiman, it's a party level memfo.
No, let me come.
Okay.
Because Nima left me for like I understand.
Okay.
Because the problem multi is like we only focus on government. Until our citizens na responsibility, we overlook that. Parties all the responsibility, we overlook that. We always excuse these people and ourselves, and then just blame like Barrow is the president. He should be responsible. Government Gambia Benjamin B. Let me just ask you this question. Gambia Benjamin B.
Let me finish this. Moka Doom Party at what level? At what age? 18 years, right? By 18 years, itela civic awareness nyanta futala tembol to mea lonko. You will know why you are joining a party. That's not for the political party to do that.
Right. As Alaji, ila observation because
before Alaji na quickly, like, let me until when I was in high school, 1984, 89 year old, Alaji Baru, you were there at Nasir. Nying Suadu Ture used to come to Basse, Watu Agatama, Singola, Kota to Kota, Kaforia Kaitul Wafi. They started I started to know about politics through anti-apartheid society. Lives little economy and in drama club soul. But a civic government, a community in high school, that is not enough to tell you about your right as a citizen and blah blah. So Kujamal Bije Ika reside a family. Doi as a party took it upon itself to educate people. Ika foria safele ika kasetol ke in the local languages ika wulwa fi mola. Nitata bantabato, they talk about these things like you are just saying. Jawaramo agatiko pura, Jawarakatika, they tell you about these things. And I owe my political awareness to Doi and for everywhere. So political party among UDPT, among NPPT, among PPP, Minukalo Kamul educate ko Ninumila rightly. Inyanta ni nekela. Ni mansaman yinke inyanta nekela. But they don't. For civic education in Damai, Bukawalke, a government being along sign mobe yaji as domordula.
Okay.
Yemira jumale betarala government kapo, they will teach you how to get them out of power. In the government, jumale be ofol kileje.
Yeah.
When mo kata moro ya ikanyo doku pour ka plazo control o ka si plazo kono. Wobina ay karandi pour itiba bonde la je nyame.
Okay.
So yo nene.
Yes, nene mi ka foten alaji. And then they left another for.
No, I just left that just quickly, sorry, Alaji, but left that for government has huge responsibility. Responsibility of Mansakunda Bulle, very huge because resources so beto level. Alaji Suleiman, I agree with you. Because Doi, they did development. I was part of those also. Doi anti-apartheid bay. I was through that process because Nella understanding of poverty, what time or Wolemuko, Ilesi Tale Matara Doko, near Doko, okay, you will be fine. But through this process, Nata understand all these things. But in Mansakunda, because we even see Kohani Doi la Nying, me muntole sign. How far can Doi go? Do they have the resources? How far have they come? Mansakunda le see the resources so beto lebulu. Ndola jang again, they like to bring back here. Kindergarten, ika diningol karang kindergarten. What is government? Mune Mansakuna, mune muila right. Hanin na diningol for to go to the point me along go defonka for brainwashed. They will stood for Norway. They will die for Norway. They will look at these issues and take it. Hani ye cook and then diningol tatale angalten. Ye molje be kaitol failambe doko de kafe ko mommy why are they trade on the ground? Why is go don't talk? This is England. So these are some of these things that and kindergarten make nobody teach them. It's in the kindergarten. But who has the money is the government. Today, Norway be candid in the back. The discussion, the political discussion, the president is from one TV to the other being dragged because munekata budget nata, and it's like lots of these councils didn't get enough money. They have to now go and reduce their activities. Each of these councils are pulling the government left, right, and center. And who did they blame? The government. They didn't go back and say Molman call on the side of Faham. No, they also didn't blame just Kafoko Mansakun. The president was being pulled. We gave you our tax money. We said this is what we need. Now you are taking it down. So I believe Mansakunda have a huge role, especially Africa. Oppositional are sanctioned to poverty. They are not giving all those opportunities. Mansakunda and not tax all the wolela ko alim makoi. So this Kamal sanction to ignorance for the rest of our life, I think that needs to go. Mansakunda nyantala responsibility. Honestly, I understand where you're coming from. Yes, political parties should do their best. That is if they can, because African opposition parties are just, I don't know, it's so difficult in the environment they are playing, which is not an excuse. But Mansakunda nyantala role talal. Even the time we used to have civic education, but civic education, I can't even remember what was there. My political education is Doi and anti-apartheid. That's where I got it from. Not anywhere else. And where is the government? And time of Doi nyol mutaleko their opposition. I was expelled in Muslim high school because I used to represent Muslim for essay writing. And I used to, win the essay writing competition. The day I was expelled was I wrote an essay on governance, socialism, capitalism. Which one do you choose? I choose socialism and wrote about it. I was expelled in that essay competition at that time. So it's even the environment is not so friendly. So I think government needs to really up. Sorry, I just.
It's okay. It's all right. Alaji, diamulali and they have diamokono states and on poverty. Nyone fota janne andaba kerine kamol kunami abakerine president fela data mol kan bita minister be bulatano kam permanent secretary be bulatano kam malum banko fon be nyaadi le nyin tembendo ni sula to kukela banko kan abe nyaadi le mol be keta mol de minni alum faysa ke donki lalati imal le fanna imal le la londo le imal le la palaso la pour kaje ko hey listen dem technocrat dem nyinete we'll make sure pour banko e tama bari mobe kita modi mi alongo ila londo imantare jikring wol ibetara la dogo la wala teri ka fo ibetara wol to maintain ila palaso alaji mfuta tembe to mi alongo malon saying so mol kunindi no nyaadi wala ka mol faham de kula membe den nyulla teri ka fo mobe nim bang president kata mobe bulano kan banko la dogo amala malon fo gambe dogo bukaloba because ni wol be tata banko ka kol kalole En malo ito ka keno nyadile no anda ni nanang Alaji, your thoughts?
Mustafa, just ngamuru Suleimani Aziz la kumonyinkan. I think I agree with both of them. I think government is the primary duty bearer, mansakunda. But Suleiman kada hamen fana wala munyinte mansakunda because imang interest soto mol la kuniuto. Walte mol kunindila. Because ni mol kuninda, mol gambenol ni gambenol kuninda. Wallahi mbe wullale. Tesil ni mol meni kana kafuko me mansakunda we are the government. Ibe fan nafala. Eka budget order pour nitel sasa itel courant itel eta banta. Eka faltel nga lopitana kendo le lo altelie. Wobe bolal. But because o kuning wala tije wala kendi kana ka wokuma sifar for mol. But yes, I agree with Aziz Kamenfo. Well, responsibility, the main responsibility, because Mansakundala purpose is for the common good. Common good, wala be film be mo be nafala. Londo du waka mo be nafa. Political londo waka hadmari be nafa. Isa long nyanta kelaten ne banko kono nyanta carte o de la nyen. O Mansakundala do ko. Afa nyamen the National Center for Civic Education for Commission le mumfeng abe janibe fota la traffic light. Abewo ila officer be jail on the right hand side katambi nu jelale. But you know niwol dol nyin kay la budgeto yewol la budgeto compare in president be atondi yewol la budgeto mumo for the whole year yo budgeto nyin jube ya jube ka jolle di nyin presidential nyin tome ba keka it hani la fa they have table. There is nothing, you know. So civil, but you know the other part is also amandang mansakunda da ni mansakunda make mon la fana nyante wuran na kake and political party nata waleto civic society nata waleto until as individuals until fana nata waleto nte buka for because nka kwalmen ka gambe I do a lot of things me yalo buka kankula I do them privately buka kodinje or nothing, but I've been invited to schools karambul to taring kata nindindul kasin nika diamuka kacha, you know, any civic education. So as an individual, we also have responsibilities, you know, na responsibility lamwati purka nyo fahamu yandi kanyo because at least nimtel men kon karanta demanding funtita or maybe na civic rights demanding law kominde ya fanyame aning sol ya fanyame ndafana I was 14 years old when I joined the anti-apartheid society in Nasir. 14 years old, 15 pounds at the time. Joined our group on Yinkon. But in primary school, Nindoye meeting even though Mugela cool be faham, because of Nico budget and things like that, there secondary primary school, until Mam budget control, Malum memo. But Butung, Ika Kumol men for Handiman 90% BMY, 10% in Karo understand all. So 10% in Wellakana grow, and you know, up to a point, if I see from Batungam Fankaran. So definitely men demanding membe karang is based on ngamen karang outside of Karamburo, not within any government setup. You know, and I studied government all the way to Form 5. Government like any IRK and in history, but I cannot even remember in government. I cannot even remember. You know, so
Yeah,
in Nasir, you know, we had government. It was one of my favorite classes. You know, even GCE, I did very well, but I cannot even tell you today. So ndebe bola high school wato menna comme Aziz Kafonu nya ndebe bola high school you can go, I mean generally I was ignorant politically because malon mam fen jamala lon na londo nyanda futala nun dame at that age amam futa wato. So Mansakunda let me down at that point, but nindara fana with that mindset, with that ignorance ndata joined on PPP or NCP or DOI or any other party. I will just be one of these people. Me yalo ibuke mirano ifanye. Ni yela political party leader tofo yene noma. Ni yela party ni for about their party yeneng. You know, I would be just like one of those people. Nte mirano lamfanye. Mekela coming by yero doron katar bulari mol no matari. That's what I would be doing because malondo nyisoro.
Jama. It's like I would keep saying it. I don't care. Mulia receive nyameng. Until as citizens we have a right to emancipate ourselves, because more atinala me alongo ate oppress wena a sembo dila puriye famfrendi wote atekela. You need to emancipate yourself, you need to educate yourself, you need to, you know, politically make yourself aware, because until the Gambia political psychophancy and political patronage wole bije. But the political consciousness today is only a handful of people. The so-called academic soul, it at school, you read maybe public management, or you read law, or you read this thing, but out of that domain, illa dunia la famo, fentie, it's like you said, you are just ignorant. And because it's like you said, you look at the UK and in Woolman that it took them ages to get to where they are today. But it's saying they can protect their country against their leaders. But until we are at the stage wherein we protect leaders against our country, and we need to start understanding that the country comes first before the political leader. Because the political governments but the country would always remain. So Nita is saying, if you are thinking of Kante Samba, Morolia, because Yalongo Suleiman Yantanala, Ye Palaso de Hanana, O Nanata, Nandunda Osidodong, I collapse, Amalo Mune Amuda. You think that person would think consciously, I need to elect a leader, Mia Longo would bring about system change? No. What can we mirror? How can I entrench this person?
Sol, Nimbeba Kerine, Alon de Minkansula Ninkokono. And they're saying civic education ngafo kotenke, but saying ajaranya pukamol ferendi.
We need to educate ourselves. We need to liberate ourselves as individuals and as citizens. Because it's going to take time.
Okay, Aziz ajaranya. Aziz ajaranya.
Lafta mel lalaje comment into la UN peacekeeping programo do beje kafo quick impact project QIP. Ajaranya is long term. But science lafta mem for la Gambian kole member la moyni. Ya lon ko tumodo barola to man fute ma follow.
Yes.
Nimbaro nata akali ko mbe silole lola liye. Ala nyininka ay kodobo muntole ay jelleta ntolbe o jola sanji jelule. Lafta isa nyininka wola. Nimbaro ko mbe karamu lola aliye. Ala nyininka ay kodobo muntole fa fansun kodole mbang fa dontole. A donto jimalle bulu ye jelle diala. Katunga e memmen kaliye bi atolle ba jola. Adunga manjawya barin kamme mbori baro silo dadanye ay billion tanta ay silo dadanye million lulu ntolbe billion tanjola woto lafta mem fo la Gambian kolye bi wala nyinti ko nim baro natali kan nin akwabe memmen kelali ala nyininka abot dame ala nyininka alla lopitano la alibaro nyininka nate kuranta kate jara muntole munan nate kate jara je nimbaro kaliye ko ay lopitano mello ali they are the best ala fay ko ila bed leje ila private ward leje ninga mo fali wota kali nenele adwo mandam barola na politiciano lu be momo nata kaliye ko mbe nyine kelaliye ala nyininka ning ilote kaliye ko opposition o ye mune kaliye jang afoye ko aliye mune di opposition o kati kali nene wala ko hal carte o fayntoliye katu opposition o te kuken olali opposition o te kuken olali kata tul mal namo di opposition o al se wole long senelalu al si baro nyininka silan nin tolu retire nin tata fom man senono mbe mune pension sotola abe bola muntole katatol ka kodo men di tolal kana mo men jo itol ke fanjo wala kono fo hani pension ta hani bi ke fanjo baratol namu jolalu atol namanam buka pension wati o wati al kana mo jo adun hani tata fo man senono man sakundate fendile la asila pensiono ada manyan kelawonya
akumada Sadio nyimfo janne And then Sajalo point ngafole, mo jama yajeko, it makes a lot of sense. I did mention it to Ismaila Sise, ngafile, but Ismaila te sai mala ke mira nyadile, mal wala doctor ya Canada sai. Yes, nail of the venerable. But Alaji, let's be interactive. Say if I'm kake de back, because it can do that.
Yes.
No, mella moy kan. And generally, I mean, it can for. I mean, Aziz kan yin for these are the things that the people yin lem kumolti mol nyanta mem moy la.
Yes.
Because mem bije man sakunda ngam for walem do modulalem nka nyo nenele nyo nane dulalem because man sakunda do ko mu muneti. Ni akamunta ye korda soto ali molta ako alcohol yeselang atele do ko ke korda yirwa alcohol jo bare altel kaji wol kata ke fansun korda lo banta be bunjawon lole be moto nyima lola andu ko be do ko ke kaltelle itel kamen dom atel bu kawo dom ikamen dung atel bu kawo dung ikamoto men borendi atel bu kawo borendi ni kuranta itel kata loptano mento ni ite si fa futa do lotano de be baylat itel ke diul samba karambu mento ite dingul bu kata o karambu so akamunta ko fewmen be men betea atel be mol meni jokan wol bu kama wala itel kama men beta itel kama o damman so dem baro kana ka fu mole ngasilo la dadaliye o mbe we are going to build 30 kilometers of road as is men fa ko do nyimbo ndi mundo mol la ko do because I found la ko aba kawata ka wodi
your thoughts Alaji, your thoughts on coming na kata ning entourage min be kata mol be ka bulano ka nyamende
do dulale Mustafa ni man tayta do mala because men bije kabring yalong Gambia because of nyim addiction to mansakunda doko. There is an addiction, a bad addiction to mansakunda doko. Kabring tel do, I mean, I remember Kabring High School or more. Ni hani effendi mola akafo ni alamekela minister, alamekela mbeka hamme wala la kadoko ke mansakunda kon. Because I mean, soto ni wala be temberi mansakunda doko. Nim permanent secretary, nim minister, nim manta, nim told or other things like that. Mole bita baro kumandela fa Mustafa Manna. And then kabruwa temboy be nyalo later kan. Munakin dita Mustafa ita manta tola. Because nim mutoleti, I mean, is supposed to be katake lamoy mol. Amanke ita kata ikadiamu mole. Ita nyanda ala yesi mole la problem of in Singapore. I'll give you an example. Singapore la MPL every week. Ikata within their region, more to come and meet with them. Kela problem all for in Singapore. That was this. Well, if an meet the people something. But it'll MP la karwoke, and they would come there with individual problems. If an sunkung problem or kana in MP le si diamo. Ya for nyina munna problem or nyina mun sula quality tending. MP ka later rosa fe ka ki minister and other people. But and then yalo what monka for na Singapore dreams. I am a Singapore nightmare. Katu ye ofo kabru mundu malo. Hani sa mtel mamfura wal malo gonsi fauma so kombe tembela wal. But nyim permanent secretary and all this because Gambia yin kamen foi bofelem ni be dunna ni la mol la kadung restaurant o yin kono. Domodulalem. So foi fana itara domanding ila taro mu munati wala ya itandi barombe koma bimbe koma sama. Somebody is going to report you. Molebe modo kola afai nga minister kari jabar ndey mawoje muneketa. And then barobe molle fenkela munakendi ndey manna. Ni mo soto taje mo yalo way hani voice killing soto wani wod ndey la kuma mbunya woma. Asita baro afai yalo ndey yata la bari angani yote. And then they be start like a problem sort of from that moment. Ninde fan minister ya dum be faare wo kungula kono. Minister ya jareta femo bella. Hannim baro kay nako ila korda wafu yena ngata tola. Asala korda na la femo be wafu because abe jikira abe profit wala soto laje. So nyimmo ibe kata nyimmen investment ola. Pour ila place ila privilege yo soto noje.
Yalo nyimbe kere ne nyimmeta kake ame batala kake since 1980 something kata mo ni president nyimbita molka buleno ka nyinkake bar sai nying yamana ase bono len sa bono nyaajel because anyanta bolal di alaji fo
amanke silu amanke nyindi dolde banko sambala jato.
Yes,
bari yalo again kamem fo inyanta jube la force muna munyin la interest is it ka banko samba nyato bang for itel found la advancement That's the question to have. Well, move first in. I mean, Niajube Adama Barobota Daming from Mankamankunda, even Alakorda in Gambia there. Kana Piabe Daming. You see the Daniel Doljube and other people, many along Mansakunda, outside of Mansakunda, to Kuno Le Fanye. It a Hanibu Sisi Bunam Nalo Fanye. You will do la condition of Jube, well, Botanan Dam and Bibe Dam. Ismail Sisi, you'll do Jube, $20,000 more member bank account. Yena Yoke Minister to be. They would not have a problem with it because ila baluwa be dending wala. So yin purka yin bondi fo mansakunda lebo mansakunda kana ke domor dulati. Fo nga restaurant o nyina da soro. Ni memmina mansakunda yena je purka wuranka doko ke molye. Not purka doko ke fawe. But until nga wala ke yin tabono la je.
Okay, love the nyamendi, but da soro na no nyandi ala.
Ah, da soro be kala yin kusi falle.
Because yang dobi ning that's wrong ibo kela dobi je kelo la ka wuli kama also so that's wrong ba kuma sula mundo anim ba kala nyande
you know mo jama bu kala faka nyun kuma sifa moy but dula de wato ka sotole banko kan ni mol ma wuli ñoo kama ye ñoo attack fali bu ka sotono
yes
believe that or not ye bankol jamaala je meni yalon ka fako hani freedom mo bu kana ka ke palato ka fo ya fel so mo bukangani ya aike la bankoka adun defana mangani aike bankoka man ala dani wala banko nyinga bar butu ngalo ne kafuko even in Senegal fo yamer nyin sonko nyul fo mo le man faaje mo le fata amanke ko may I winter le election wala keta do winter inata no that's o ma sutu yandi round mo jolle fata Senegal ne aje bi Macky Sall ban haji kata si Senegal muna kendi because I mol many fa nata je ba soron. So that is the point. For more le wuli ye lo ya lon ka foko nyini nyanta do ko kelantelle e manyanka ke fawnli ata kala ja for more le aussi ya fo wata kala but ni mo le man pare ka woke nimbe ko bi nin alaji diamo to ya fo ha amantar man sekondala wala ke ndabe fenkeka o bi ye do soto abe diamu bala ye Ismaila so sise soto kuno abe mem fo kan bi yana ye ko dindi ndiala trop ye pick up o diala ay faling ay nake suutoni tiloti ni wo mo sifal siata banko menka o banko bukata nyaato that's why kaje Africa kono banko jama bije bukata no nyaato because number one as individuals tel fam kun le mantili muka tonya fo nyoy mukantili nyoy and then mo be katarle la interest la jubela ani men be tabala ite kun fankun mo be katar wala jubela as opposed to membe mo be mako wala nga fo ne gambe jube is a lot of individual success. Koditiol bijel, and you know, need at certain places, individual success, but collective failure. Even Gambia dame yale safo je koditiol bebe wolto Burfoot Heights. Taje yeje silol jube, silol benyame. Adun wolto millionaire da man na bije. Korda kenson. Kasota je you talking 10-15 million. Korda kenson. Banko kenson. $10-15 million. Need at je you see multi-million dollars homes. Silol mambete. Individual success, collective failure. So for na mindset nyim fo wala faling nga lo ngalon ka fo ko nyim munna bankolati and then ay jare mo le kay ni wala pour banko nyeta nyaaru ba nimma wala soto ni ko mo le because yin ka menke man sakunda be menke la let me tell you ila secret tata nata naja Ismaila ka fo ko ha ni amanda yana nga jibe feytal la fata mu jan Ismaila Cisse yalon na ka fo ko natar kelolemu nga football kel no woto mon beti arasi ni university professor ata ala den ka bulu jang kurtu jaay wol dum kata balol ka burus yalla woti ta kele dula ni ko kelo sita wote futala wol ba ni ta balo ka burus football la kelo ite de kunti so but ne ajabe sila bi abe tabulo lipala ka fan saji be foytal la fata because be jikiri monela police soldier rol wol fanan wala nyaatu gol munem male kije baro so be jikiri nyina la nal nata alkalbe lol alkalbe balanda dron be sojarol le kilal kam police ol ibal fala ibe jikiri wala state man sakundala monopoly on violence ila ftak kaw ibe wala use la against the people so gamelo dum general intel manke mo hanyirinde ni fekere ko kido fele doron param mo be bori mo be si yemang ite mojala and then you know nin ko be ni ko be jutun ibe atondi ibe sila la jawke fana ibuke fan soto so nimma wasila wala bondi banko kan dem fan soto la
because ne ajibe atondi Bobby Wine bejana Julius Malema Bobby Wine
yes.
aning you know sonkonyol ni molbe bari Gambia yaman dol ngo sifa fan soto comme momi ala ba fa ko banko la ko wala ya sula andu ngabe pare la pour kataralo de wala yama bu sifa bu Gambia
well abijele mol bijele I mean solo sandeng almane manin kafar kala solo lotale solo lumena be fundila solo knew exactly membe kala la nata je and Usainu Darboe fanana ala mol men fundita itata they knew exactly ni fundita ni mol because ika woleke that's what they do. You know, Gambia arrangement yalon ka fo the dictator left dictator nyin tatale but dictatorship nyin go bijele haniside luwal meni adama bar yaja me luka luwal meni use no kataka mol fa kam kurun ke mol wol luwal bijel hanisai NIA still up to this day SIS ila ke report le direct to baro o man fali so wol luwa kurun nyin wol bijel hanisai ado ni lafta pour kataka kurun ke mol bi ndaga nyin diamo menke nin konsi ko te bin gambe chuk na diate they can arrest me yeta yen detain indefinitely and it would be according to the law because SIS NIA they have those powers to detain you indefinitely so luwal bijel hanisai wol mantinya wol bar gambe folem fo mole hanyile mole be sotola because itam gambe non le siata man sakunda momembe gambe wala siata momembe man sakunda adu momembe be many mantar NPP because hani ni electional jube momembe mantar NPP gambe non as citizens wala siata momembe NPP bari you know the problem is momembe gambia ngamem fo wala nte kunkilo fa wan nte buka hanyi ni moye dun kuto ka foko mbeduna political party kuleto or because mbukalela because ini mole ka deng ayamero fo ni nyimbe kukiline mbe party ko wala lokan ten parakat am ajube Ismaila Cisse menke si enkol niyami ni o moy na akadiamu nu wato men animbi ya jube menketa and many other people nka memfo ndala anim baraku anin ngani yol buka ke clint so ini mol kata ne ya fo mbe fenkela ha alinga lo pour banko la ita ba mirala yal bebe banko la koldo wata o mari ba fanne so these are some of the problems fo nga ndaji ko le falin follow as individuals naaje Senegal wol kata no nyaato ni jomay la moy anin sonko ikas ni from where they started sonko bi modo audio do kinye ko jomay ba fo kan wato men nyanta kana arrest sonko la yakumanda kay ko ngamoy ko nyanta kana arrest mina ila soko jomay kay hani kanana na soko ni bina na sokon woto mfamla bitam fandile Gambia ro be kumanda afo ngo ikane kamal da jiwe be borla bita dal
Gambia no jote dal woto ko di alaji
ni ende nyini Gambia wala fala because yalo membije hadama de yisonta momode yisonta fenfende ka wala le ko bi ni ay nyim membe be keri because Gambia no le sonta Senegalel balantale ko ab iko Macky Sall ya takela ibe mfala la barata kala Gambia ndel bu ko kafo ni fengeta ha bi fara ya fundi ya poli hani nyin demonstration men karake ye police all safe ko ila fa demonstration wal kala de ko ikari muta ye ke dulandinto ye time o dila ya fo be kala nyame mun demonstration si falo demonstration mun nyina ke la balanda itan bari la balanda itan do ni man sakunda la kafo nyanta balanda ten o mo wota balawt ye be sondin
masai itu safono gameno lo kongo alnga balamba ya ke bam pour nga lo ñing si fay bamba yamre so fonon
jawande ande ken taw folat kar yalum batame be gambe amantar ndaka so I mean ndaka do man naje I'm just being honest ndaka do man diwla be ande man tar siri gambia you know and hanni de sita gambe fa nante man sula ndete sila gambia kota ke ngabata that's never going to happen wotakela bari fo gambe non la fa yalum bi ka foko you know what it's not right pour mbama o na muso ka wuli akata marshauto aka sije kabrin somanda fo suto aka saynan anin $20 $30 anin wala ka saynan it's not right ndebe doko wala nka doko ke ko falo e karinjo $2,000 isla nka wada manasot nyabe sidi njaay la me yala abuka fenke obe mansono loka o nyabe karla munne wo no because ka afanya ne doko ke ko doson but that's not Gambia men ka doko ke tabi mo belo mu Senegal lati musol men kata nyewul wafu dulalto ñing gadinolto and stuff like that kabrin somanda si fundi la so ko ne te saylanam fo suto so muna ken di woka do ko ke like that ñin do bije me yalo because alon de Sidi Njaay bul a technical expertise table mune ya ken di somebody like Sidi Njaay waka ku soto no Gambia kono men ka do ko ka tambatel la adu wala karata balundi ate ba baluka nyame wol man tar baluka waya so ni wol sitay ka wojube ni wol sitay family wojube fam fe yalon ka fako you know what ñi manyan na tar la teng mbatata la ntake la mbe lolal wolu ne Gambe be free la but until then ñi mol be tar lan kan ten it's not going to change
Alaji is something for quickly just Alaji coming for new mol pareta you know but ngamira fanang there is a big problem ngamen soto mol ka for men na ko coming hani Sidi Njaay je pour mol ya question ko Alaji ba analyze ka nyame mol ba fala ko al harjelem ala lea harje diala anu ngaiting na vocabulary ndeka na vocabulary ku jamale bi men a negative to so much and aka mol la sembo table this thing ko ala harjelem ala le nyim palaso diala ala le afoko sidi jay nyanta o fongola just name sidi jay kan debalo fenkeli le you know ala le a sindi je ala le akije munati ne ba faka ni tela wato sita be tarajele ndengamre wo be fanam back to again this civic education pour mol ka understand ka nyim bondi na vocabulary kono ko mol ya understand ko sur wa fanka fo yala be sa tol you ifongo nyanta ku kelale fo ku sikeno because ala ta na ana tetara la searing aya fo ko afele ata fo ya doku so ndengamre wo part of those civic education kamol fahamdi ka understand the dynamics ko nyinte because religion financing and Natalie is playing ikajele even on social media so critical role akawole play sign na mol la kungoto coming ya mansa ibuka mansa soso ibuka mansa kelende ibuka mansa soko and then two ni mol membe place auto ala le adila so I think there should be more education because you cannot liberate anybody if you cannot liberate yourself you have to be aware ko you know, you are oppressed. Malo even how to use oppress in Mandinga. Italo na ko oppressed le. Ni ma ko understand no. Ite kata sirinjel ko dok kari fuare ata de to nyatuna. Muna na nyilbe kata merol ke la kodo beta ka kafun ka ke la lanol be wati ke dingol fo ta bakwe. That igno because you ma understand. The lack of understanding. I agree, but they have a responsibility.
Last week, Suleimani Fenefako, a slave that is Malong Yafonyane, would not want
finds comfort in his slavery.
Yes. So
cannot be liberated.
But I don't think it's comfort, Suleiman.
You just said it.
I am suffering. Sorry, let me quickly just give one example. Mbama is here visiting. Very politically engaged, but a lot of things am I understand no Gambia. Because Abidjan, of course, I'll be along Europe. I mean, the TV, the TV is my friend. The TV boys maharit. Now sitting on the TV, listening to things happening in Gambia, the news, things going on, and she's shocked. She's like, man, how many live money kon Gambia? Man, because soon way, aji bail politic be, aji gain as politic be, aji buruga. This is why. And now, getting so irritated by Nimbeme, and these are facts. Watching them, so there's a lot of discommunication and miscommunication.
Lima jahal Gambia ninga wahne hamunko. Nyonyu suñ toge fi di wax affaire Senegal sen politics or di wax affaire politique America. Da nga wone these are not the Gambians. You know how they face problem in the Gambia.
What is the delinking? It's the whole delink. They are so delinking.
They're not conscious. And they are able to talk about
Gambians don't even watch the news. Gambians don't even watch. DRTS has no news because, in fact, I realized it when I was
I think we need to stop.
Let me just come to that. I was looking for news for my mom. Because Nintata Dokola, she needs to listen. She wants to hear what's happening in Gambia. Natula be come Labanta Muntole, Membe Kering, that is Fadera. What's his name? Kibaro. Those are the places you have these news being read. Lack of news in the local language. I'm not talking about using it in the local language because I had to come around to just get something to keep her busy to understand what is happening at home. You end up that. So I think that we have a big problem.
Hello, I think we should also understand one thing. This is a systemic thing. Those that are enjoying will also fight back.
Oh yes.
So it's not gonna be easy. Sometimes na system benyaming, they are likely to gain the upper hand because like if Alaji Barrow is saying this of Sidin Jais and the Ismaila Ceases, wonu be men follow le mu bulen ko deglu dafa ma anyani place bi, especially to those men ikayla domandinguluta ikadila. So there are two things here that are at play. Firstly, ignorance bejele, bari intellectual dishonesty bejele. Where you think people like Dr. Ismail Cisse Nyolu would have been politically emancipated to the point of, being satisfied being a university professor. But when you see people like that now going to government, adibe kolu fola, ikafu menuluma, wale ikafu menulieu, ila audience are a bunch of ignorant people who are looking up to them. What do you think their reaction is going to be? Alkana alaji danku na be jam fangate nyum fola. Because ama soto. I remember very well there was this exchange between Alaji something Silla, Ibrahima Silla, and in UDP Lamane on coffee time. Silla made a statement that got me upset because ako atul kamfatale. You people are angry because you are not voted in. Angry for what? Because you are not enjoying like we are enjoying. You are not in power. What does that mean?
So, but that, Aziz, you are not enjoying that statement. I didn't come on, for enjoyment.
Exactly, that should have been the question, because UDP is criticizing the government because they are bitter that they lost the election. So these are the kind of things, and that's the same mindset that is being traded to the extent that, trust me, people will be telling ila molko alkana nyinul danku ibe tubabu du ibe la enjoyment la ila ftaka banko.
Yeah, you hear that they write it even.
Exactly.
Yeah, you are sitting in your comfort zone in Europe. Yeah, you can hopefully all the time they will write to you and tell you that.
Alaji memfa follow sign nadi. Birintebe Jamaica atara this movement to remove Yaya was going on. Ninganna musol call what is going on? Falte Fenkel. They ring off because you want to put us in trouble. You are enjoying in Jamaica, you want to put us in trouble. That's the mindset, and you have it's so hard because system ye orient wo nyama. And purka wo decorticate ke free. Sometimes it will even require that they fight you whilst you are trying to liberate them. And Futata was stateless.
Yeah.
I think in the Gambia, it say remember that follow. We just talk about Molbe Batari, Bari Mol Mambata. Because Moni Batata, Mobuka for a batata, it really family balona a batata, and more bataringo. Akaminge anyanda ukila. But Gambian man batade. Because I always argue this because near Kodoti je molbe fuariari. Kuliol solota, manyo bitol solota, iwo fuar dingol. Mini alongo hadin dasa mo ibuka soto. Wole kata ikaje ka kodo pisir pasar. For ite mimbe jam fay minka doko ke ikawaro. The water is like family name command tending thing come from Bali domoro lanka kie. But not I realize why should I be sending people money? Many are long, they are not investing it into anything worthwhile.
Is it not the surface? Though the surface is the surface of it.
These are the things menuka bwanda wole katara duma because obviously I am hungry. Me bataring komia funyameng. Nte ninsa sata lopitano to mbukatano boy kendo soto itekana ka fo nge makoi puriende makoi ningana karte di lankaje iteka bungjang kendo loy fangoye iteka moto kendo bori ni sara ekata tubabu do gay fanjara ndebuga next time ni nata na karto di len I will not. But you will see the same people will be happier porque la carte di wala. So you don't help someone who doesn't want to help him or herself. Gambian ol mambata follow. Honestly, mambata.
Yeah, I believe Gambian ol batata. Probably the stage where I rise up, but ibatatale.
It rise up. You don't need to rise up. Election kanane. Ni barara la carte mi la cartelti. If they give you money, wo mi la korolti. Yela kodole sunya inata murundi kan. Kodo nyinta ya domo ila carte ya di mola miya lonko abi banko dokula.
Omo bijela man so.
I think that's what we should be talking.
So na say buka pala na say buka pala fa Gambian olede. Because ni aje buka pala fa when it comes to Gambian thing, you don't see them get any interested. But it's Senegal la coolisi. Parti la election mo kasi foi ka kele Gambianol. Mi alon ko karte fango de bulu pour kata Senegal.
That reminds me, Sol. Okay, well, that reminds me.
You know, what they are willing to fight each other.
That shows the detachment to Gambianol. They are detached on their own reality. The whole detachment. Because sometimes you pain to the point go you're not feeling that pain. No. So then I believe there should be more awareness. I still believe that there's a lot of delinking. Molbuka link no ko.
I disagree. Honestly, I disagree. I completely disagree. Gambian only.
I still believe there's a delink here.
Gambian only. For me, my understanding of the Gambian now, Gambian only are selfish tale. Gambiano nying agree tale andung aman la fi afangola. This is what I've seen on the Gambian. Gambiano even tell na artisol fan. Then na artisol, for example, na artisol we don't support them. Senegalese la artisol be ila market is in the Gambia. When they come to Gambia, ila gala ticket all 5,000, 15,000, 50,000. Gambianol kamul sang faye bantak. Not all artisol.
What does that mean to me? Because the honeybee, I think that there is a lack of
I am sorry. After Alaji Barway jump in, but just quickly, Doro, when you come to the artist, Ntefanani Mambe Wola, ye music, art, abikoleko life. You have to impress me sufficiently enough to love you. Na Gambian artists fana have not done a lot in terms of.
But how can they do a lot when they don't have the support from the Gambia? Usually started in the Gambia when he was nothing. Another senior farmer cannot pick from Gambia, Cameroon, Senegal, but he had to run back to the Gambia.
To be quite honest, the artists manually are being supported. But Nteke Baba B. Ikonga ST support.
Can you name me one? Support.
No, at least at the level of Gambian wealth and in Gambian population, Jaliba is successful.
Really?
But when you want me, Ntebi, at age 65, to go to a concert, for someone to sing me a Jamaican song, I'm not going to do that.
Okay, Aziz, thank you.
They are not invested in it. They are singing for passion. Ibukata school for it. Of course, infrastructure tege. So what you are telling me is, to be Gambian, I should consume something that I don't like. Even if the seller, the producer is not making any effort to improve on it.
To be a Gambian, you have to consume everything that is Gambian.
If that means...
not everything, Suleiman. Not everything, Suleiman. Not everything. I have a choice as a Gambian too.
Because Imam Mole JJ may impress at the time. You married outside.
Good example.
Good example. Okay, thank you, Aziz. Okay, thank you. No, I think we're getting a bit. Okay, all right. Mamin Kela saying, what would I about Brunga Sarodi? Dara Gambian, defanam, Nafenji, Ekafuko Yadile, Ekawo, is it $1,000? $1,000 of Minjo, Gambian Capoedo Bije, Ateko, Amanda Jola. So most started to go against him, Kafuko. Go ni mandani jola jengke mulako ndeka nyiminke ndeka tol fongola nyajo fida ndeka $1,000 so sutora banyi $1,000 onka jo akara dame ndemo so gambe no dobi je ni be mako e kay ni be ko ko e ka bondi ko tole tol fongo modol sa fako e manke samu to nyot cool kono, you know, because walk up me for the $1,000 o minka jo the abuka airport lo banko la nyati yana nanje ni froda airport do e ka $1,000 o jo e mala e ka jo minkam so wokata ni la gon kana nyim banko min do jande cool be ko ma bakele no why do I have to pay money here pour ngana dum ndembe sela fana ngajo so kenne ko nyim min balanda e ka ko jenke mol nyato ino idi manda jolon dolba jolongata bari woku sifal nyanta kelela from wood laleto ni wo balanda do fana balanda ngaje ko woleke you know mole lo pour wo sifale bo wala be nyin sifal bayla no ban nim modo kilin dunda ko comme alaji ya fala diamo ko ni be ko ne manke samu ta nyod ni nata fo edi amane ni tolle be kankilin e bondi ko to so modol sa fay ko you know ila dimbal ni la musol ni nyin kul ko you know do bi ja ko asembo ka wala bake but watu tata bake say Aziz ila kono to dia saying number bingila Aziz ila taota janni bita Gambia saying ndeka mingi saying be lesson class of the le kata university or MDI ikamol governance ning ko ke ni naka 2 hours sacrifice or 2 hours the MDI la puria fo ko ndefanan saying binala janne na holiday me karam do no ma fo la ko governance ka kenyame. Your final thoughts, Aziz?
Yemem voting akumaya tabake. Nte nga try within the police because nte benung peacekeeping center I benefited from a lot in terms of international peace support operations. Okay, nata though I went back and I wanted to give a sort of free lecture.
Yes.
The center appreciated me. But when they informed the headquarters, I should write an application to help them. Can you imagine that? Stop. But now last the Police Credit Union, which is a very successful entity, I was one of the founders. They invited me to have a training, a 2-day training on leadership and integrity. And that was a good opportunity to send a message across. And I believe Wolia appreciate that. I've not yet given up. In fact, I've not even given up on working for the Gambia government, if the conditions are right. But the banga men set, so obviously, I will not be hired.
Thank you. So, your final thoughts?
Anyway, my final thought is like Gambia is only, and I don't believe also they are not politically aware. So it's just that they're greedy, they're selfish, they're lazy, and they want to, enrich themselves individually. Why they've got no love for the country.
Alaji kono to dia.
Well, yeah, yalong to love something, you also have to know it. Niko efe kanu fanam fo yalong. Imam melong wa kanu ka koleale. So banko nyin kanu be koleale because it goes back to again civic education. Near Gambia dindul nyininka, or at least even till a time. Na karantel dara karamuto fo njita. I knew very, very little. Nga londo men sort of Gambia la. It was too small. So man Gambia lon wanya for safono je kano fatanale such that abe jarelanye pour nga niola molie banko molie because of nge kanula because lafte la nyatotal. So wala be mankere nje guys mfana nane safe rokel no on Facebook ngo for Gambia be daming abe situation o men kono be is it because she has so few lovers meaning more many a Gambia kanu woman sia enough no more siata wala be kende banko nyeta nyato because niefe on kanu ita tinyala niefe on kanu ita sunyala niefe on kanu ita fenkele membe wo diminna so yin sunyarol ni men beka ke ajama mafo mol bi jel hani men ye do kamo kanu le hoybuka o baka ken ni baka sunyaro mo da o ka ken ni daji ko mambete bar budun technically ni la feola dulala itata wotinyala like ila korda ifo e mello ila bon ila kodola itarola ya lo sita ya jube ila korda jube ila dimbayal ba kono ya la itina e dimbala wala ka jani itita woto ka e palanterol tay because adi atene doro itita je fana yela musola orol nim fewol sunya o ye ke mala fewol sunya kate ka wodi mol la banta o ko ke fanne nafa bantala yadi be futu wala kon so you know ndefe wala be mankeri nje banko dun ka kanuno nyaadi le wala mi mol londe banko wala yibol mol londe la banko la nyaadi le Gambia manke coming a wultal droit ke ta Gambia history la bala tariko la bala fo yo history nyum fo ye mol karandi wala la fo mol ye wala long ka fo ko nyine mu ndel fana nga damu ta janne karin kar wala batata Edward Francis Small jomalem Edward Francis Small jomalem Sirif Dibate jomalem Dawda Kairaba Jawara nyin ye mu nekke jomalem you know jomal tata Angleterre ko kata Gambia la independence wala negotiate jomañol le lota kabriya jame ñol nata lumen ka banko 6 jomañol le lota ko min chongañol jomañol le lota kata kela because ni munna bankol ti tata la bul fayen ni wala folota who is the Jamal Ibrahim Chongand being data into Gambia more nyininka about some of these people Edward Francis Smallnyol and so many other people jama bije we you know coming see told moy but malong what they ye muneke adu ni ma wo soto ka yale ka men ko bala fa be long le noma you know ibalo buka fano banko e such that ite banko in tinyala you know o nyabe mola be banko tinyala be mola feol mine kan gunjur o sifo o carton ibe mine na je be banko tinyala ite be sirim because ite be domande soto ka woto ye nyala wakan yimang problem soto wala because is you know ite be domande men soto kanja je tinya o meta batande ame tora so kano nyim fonga wala create Gambian la mindset kono first and foremost ka history teach ngam fanglo ni me fanglo ite fankanu nola so fangam fanne lon tel mu jomal le mbota mu ne kono mu ne entel be sindi bi gata Gambia ni ajende ka Gambia kumande colonial space because Gambia jama bije ni koy ni ngete nyi nga musafa mu ne ite ka Gambia not I wuluta jele that's all you know kine do fana nyi nga wuluta jele that's all they know imam fe fendi lo mandari do yakande mbe yakatu I'm just using you as an example but jama bije mam fe fendi long muna yakendi bi ntesi sino jang you know sol fel entelin Suleiman Famato nyojela I don't know maybe 30 plus years you know but you know even though mbuka d'accord ku jamaka barbutum you know nkanyo kibaro moyla Aziz nana mna nyoje hani sinya kili bar nkanyo kibaro moyla ndedate sila ngata bulo bula nyote ma kuma be kuma nganda ila ngofay it's not possible because of ngabunya hormone men sort of for them they the same thing ni beg I mean I'm sure ni because hadamadi ngam fo mole wala mo me yala akasonde ma wato waraka naka d'accord wato ande buka hani wanya you know ngala fi mole me yalo you know na mirol buka ke kilinti all the time so hani ke baya ni dindia but nyini be ni aje bi bunya ni hormone bi because there is a history ndenga ndebe ndeylo na wato menna namna mit ninde namna nyoje face to face bar bi nin kube keri me yalo ka foko nte lese bi mutale o mbe problem la kono o kule be kandirinka nde is one of the very few people mbe men kuman la nga fay kodo kinyana adun I will not think twice about it and I've never met her ala number fountain after siri nimbe fan yalla but because of ala history from 30 years ago ngame moy ngaje nga moy molla wala yo kano dundinto anillanno such that nsi hanyino ka femfay me yalon ta hanyila ka fo mobe moto e band so ni mo kano soto fo ila banko molye inde ite mojabe banko tinyaka be mining na dulato aka 500,000 sika aka wodi yalla alla community tala wodi community bebe tinyaka ite the problem soto la wala because you don't imam banko fa respect e ma kanu ite la interest ka wodam manage so for me fonga wala follow create wo kano nyi nga banko Gambia nga Gambia kanu ay jaranya fembel nimma wala soto geng mbetulan no to ronti ta dulado
ini barawake alaji nay
yeah mafala barka bake alaji again it's always good porque je platform to sako jam fango you know to ka call bondi nyamo kono because again civic education ntena I always believe in that because civic education fonga tara diamo la mol ka folo ko diamo siatale ala fan da handi say mol bata dañi diamo la diamo kensango ngo amam ke kensongo ti hani mo killing le nya yeleta hani mo clean e ku understand wo mu big success wo mo killing o ay dingo soto ay badingol soto so fonga continue nga diamo because ko killing ala je men fo ima men long yalo ite bala fa soto la wala and also ima mo men kanu yala ini wol fanan futu nola o ini wositano so nyin call baby jel because nte Gambia jama ni be Gambia yemen long Europe imang hanna talante o kota fango long about Gambia nte ngari mawtu mombe Gambia man nanu no we fang Banjul nga moy mol ba fala Norwegian street soul ibe kangol fola semester bita nga will be moy le bini nata ngaje is part of the Norwegian language for the meaning of all these things. So there is a lot of delinking ye nam mol tale drong ye nyabe mura because it's comfortable for Mansakunda. So for a time some of us o mol me yalon ko be me yalon ko nga cool understand manya nan kana bata diamola nkana bata saferola nkana give up because foku yeta moy iba start la damen do ba bondi la it stop ta damen do ka tajele so nde I always believe ta wolela ni nga dati jang ni ma samba no do ba pick up la wona eta so nyanta wo system o ju kuele jubela fo jani me Mansakunda so da me alon ko après ta pour que investment ke mo la koto bar janni bina wa tarantol putata so nga continue ka diamu nga continue ka safero ke nga continue ka kacha nga continue just to kana mol finti because asatale because Europe sign ibaratan tol bulle and mol ya jeli sign change so membe ke kan Europe abita can change. You have all these extremists coming in power, all these even countries may go Norway next election we most likely we are getting the racist party the way the prognosis are going. So amantara easing na diningol be fala back on we seeing all these things nyala. So let's continue talk until our last one nga continent kanabata amanke diam kensengati ala barka bake.
Thank you all. Thank you to all our viewers and listeners. Thank you all for your comments and contributions. I think we've got a lot of comments on YouTube than on Facebook at the moment. Yeah. So thank you all for your contributions. Civic Education Program will be back, inshallah, next week, Saturday, same place, same time. On behalf of all our civic education team, I'd like to say thank you all and have a lovely evening. Good evening to you all. Thank you. Allah Baraka.
Thank you all. Bye.
Right, but don't inshallah civic education program be murna nan janna inshallah sibiti kote talan lulu kata for talan warola. Thank you all for sharing the program. Pass the message on. Alimbara.